children gonna be children. Kids will be kids, man. You know what I'm saying? I expect that from them. I expect them to do the wrong thing.
Wait till I get back and see him. Wait till I slap a alright, yeah, wait till I come back in the month of late night, and then it's just you and I you up.
On the street is King Harris's reckless mouth behind bars. Finally caught up to him. Now his dad, T, is scrambling to clean up the mess. But insiders claim it's way too late. The gangs inside aren't just trying to humble him. They want him gone for good. The spark that set all this off. A single traffic stop that spun his whole life out of control. Picture this. 20-year-old King Sandra Harris, son of trap legend Clifford T. Harris Jr., sitting behind the wheel of a black BMW, what should have been a chill cruise through the suburbs, turned into the drama that lit up Twitter, Instagram, and world star like fireworks. King, always flexing online and chasing rap clout, was about to have his past come crashing down in the worst way. All starting with what looked like a basic traffic slip-up. Interview.1.09 1.36. According to Fox 5 Atlanta and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, King almost sideswiped a Dunwoody police cruiser while leaving a gas station. Cops didn't waste a second. Lights flashing, sirens screaming, they cut him off. But this wasn't no routine ticket. The officer leaned in and immediately smelled loud in the car, then spotted a heavy piece strapped right on King's hip. In a flash, this stop went from zero to full-blown chaos. And yes, it was all caught on body cam. The footage, which dropped in early 2020.
I'm saying that you weren't allowed to turn left right there because it's separated by those double yellow lines. I got you. Do you have your license on you? For and go ahead and step it up. Okay, Mr. Harris. Okay, we gotta have a talk about something else. So keep your hands on the steering wheel for me.
2025 shows the officer staying calm while asking King to step out the ride. But things got even crazier when they ran his name through the system. That's when the bombshell dropped. King had an active bench warrant out of Pickens County, Georgia. Turns out it traced back to 2022 when he skipped court on charges that had been hanging over his head. The list: speeding, driving under the influence, and knowingly pushing a car with a suspended license. That suburban stop was just the beginning of a storm. King couldn't outrun. King's suspended license was just the start, and according to Rolling Out, it should have been nothing more than regular traffic drama. They did confirm it. So the warrant is valid, and they do want you. Hello. And now that I'm thinking about it, I want you to make sure that you know your rights. I'm going to read you your Miranda real quick. Just give me 1 sec. Just going to read you your Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. But here's where he messed up. When the court sent that notice in September 2024, it bounced back undelivered in Georgia. Missing court, even for small charges, will get you slapped with a bench warrant fast. And that's exactly what happened. So by October, when King nearly clipped that cop car in the suburbs, the law was already waiting for him with paperwork ready to snatch him up. From there, the stop only got heavier. Body cam footage shows cops smelling that sticky loud and asking about the steel they spotted in the ride. King didn't duck it. He kept it real. He admitted straight up that he was strapped up. For a lot of people watching the footage later, that moment was shocking. The son of a rap pioneer casually saying he had burners and bud in the mix like it was nothing. But here's what threw officers off. It wasn't an angry, reckless vibe. King stayed chill. He followed every order, kept his hands visible, stepped out when told, and even made small talk with the cops. One officer even noted how calm his energy was throughout the whole thing. Still, once that warrant hit the system, it was game over. King got cuffed, detained, and Miranda rights read on the spot. First stop, Dalb County Jail. Then he got transferred to Pickens County where the warrant had been issued. And the craziest twist, while riding in the patrol car, King casually dropped the bomb that his dad was none other than the King of the South himself. T.I., King's about to have a son. King's about to have a son. Congrats. Yeah, and I told him, I'm going to make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. That little reveal had the internet buzzing later, because this wasn't just any random 20-year-old caught slipping. This was a trapped prince, now battling legal headaches just like his famous father once did. But here's where the plot flipped. Despite all the noise, the weed, the weapons, the warrant, King didn't sit locked up for months. The very next day, October 15, 2024, the warrant got recalled and King walked free. No extra charges for the bud or the straps either. Georgia law made that possible, since licensed carry is legal and small amounts of Star, a businessman, a father figure. Seeing his son in cuffs threatened not only the Harris name, but also the empire he had carefully crafted. And here's the twist. While T was handling the fallout of his son's arrest, King was stepping into fatherhood himself. In November 2024, he and longtime partner Jania Big Nana EPs welcomed their baby boy King Jr. for T. The irony hit hard. During a Hot 107.9 interview shortly after, he cracked a joke that doubled as a truth bomb. Funny, raw, and real. It was also a reminder of the cycle repeating itself. The once rebellious son, now facing the test of raising a child of his own. A regular father-son argument might stay private, but the Harrises aren't regular. Every moment becomes a headline. Every clash a viral clip. Billboard covered King's arrest. Atlanta Black Star roasted his obsession with wanting to be a thug so bad. And social media, they flipped his whole life into endless memes. For T, that meant every fatherly stumble was dragged out in public. You know what I'm saying? Kind of woosaw yourself outside of the public opinion. I really admire his dedication and commitment to the crowd, cause I kind of told him, what was wrong about it? Making mistakes. I ain't had no daddy who would pull up and get on my ass anytime. Things I did, you can't get away with. I know that, man. I'm damn, yeah, that's. I ain't see that one coming. Really? Nah, I didn't. I'm for King. Every young mistake became proof that he was reckless. Together, they weren't just a family. They were a spectacle. Part hip-hop dynasty, part reality show chaos, and part cautionary tale. Even King himself put their relationship into perspective, comparing him and his father to Ghost and Tariq from Power. And it wasn't just some throwaway line. It fit perfectly. Ghost was the father who clawed his way out of the streets, built an empire, and desperately tried to shield his son from the same fate. Tariq was the son who rejected the protection, chasing independence, even if it meant running straight into danger. That's the Harris family dynamic in one snapshot. T.I. looks at King and sees his own past and his son's possible future. King looks at T and sees chains he needs to break free from. And the public eats it up, turning every single stumble into viral content that spreads like wildfire. But what really pulls people in isn't just the fame or the controversy. It's the raw humanity underneath it all. A father who loves his son but fears where he's headed. A son who loves his father but can't bring himself to admit it. A family stuck in the paradox of privilege versus authenticity, trying to live normal lives while being anything but normal. By the time 2025 hit, it was clear King Harris's story was way bigger than one traffic stop and one arrest. This was about generational cycles, the weight of hip-hop legacies, and the eternal question, can the kids of fame carve their own path? King's next chapter will prove whether he can rise beyond just being T's son, and whether fatherhood, music, and legacy will guide him toward growth or drag him right back into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. King Harris's future, music, fatherhood, and the shadow of Chweez's legacy. When people talk about King in 2025, the conversation almost always starts and ends with that October arrest. The flashing lights, the body cam, the mugshot, but King's story can't be reduced to a Dunwoody parking lot bust. It's really about where he goes next as an artist, as a young father, and as the heir to one of hip-hop's most complicated family legacies. Because while gossip about gang beef and prison time floods the headlines, the truth is King's life is unfolding in real time. He's got new music, a newborn son, and a father-son clash that feels bigger than just one household. The turning point, November 5th, 2024, just weeks after his arrest. That morning, at 8:09 a.m., King proudly announced online, "Welcome King Jr., time to take over." He and longtime partner Jania Big Nana Epps had just welcomed their baby boy. Becoming a dad at 20 would flip anyone's world upside down. But for King, the timing was surreal. 1 month, he's in cuffs, asking to call his father. The next, he's holding his own seed in his arms. Funny on the surface, yes, but beneath the jokes was something dead serious. The realization that cycles repeat. How he handles fatherhood could decide whether his son falls into the same traps or rises above them.